Hi, I'd like to discuss an ICO I found today that raised a few eyebrows. Now, it's up to you to make your own decision. I'm not a financial advisor, but I just want you to have a look at some of the anomalies that I found. So, this one is called Polymath.network. I think it's not an ICO technically, it's an airdrop. So, they're not going to be taking any funds, so that'll be interesting to see how it goes when it goes to market and what marketplaces will support it. But the one thing that interested me was, it's a beautiful white paper. It's got some fancy stuff from people that aren't related to the project itself. The chairman of NASDAQ's got definitely nothing to do with Polymath, I'd bet. But they'll quote him. Now, some beautiful figures. Yeah. Nothing much there. There's no real breakdown of what they're talking. Some big letters, some block hype, pretty logo. They mustn't have got a printer that had a couple of colours except for blue. How it's gonna kick Ethereum's bum. But again, if it is going to be a standard, like they've said, for security tokens, and it gets accepted by the big players out there in government, then by all means, it's going to expose a bigger market. But again, this is all just kind of rattle. That's all it is. It's a bit of noise. They talk about some problems, but they haven't actually explained where we go into more detail. Now, it's more of a pissing contest if you look at it, us versus them. Now, what got my attention is it was based at, again, a financial market, so securities. Now, I don't know this bloke from a bar of soap. Apparently he's pretty good. He's copped a few hits to the head from the NHL. That's all fine. And nothing really throws out warning signals, but nothing screams to me like get on board, except for when I get down to this bloke here, Tosh Sharma. Now, Tosh Sharma I've seen in other projects, or in one particular one called Chronologic. Okay, now Chronologic, again, it's a coin and it's a unique concept. It's a coin that mints based on a few variables, time, and your minting power as such. So if you got in at the ICO, you could basically buy yourself enough day tokens that would get you a time mint. So there was only a limited amount of time mints, and each time mint had different amount of power, different amount of basically, number one time mint had more minting power than the last time mint, so it would deteriorate. Now, half good idea, because when you think about bond markets and stuff like that, and I think that's what they were aiming for, we're looking for something that's over time, and we can measure over time. Now, I was lucky, I bought in with 1 ETH in the pre-sale, and then I raised an issue about, because you had to have 8,888 day tokens to be able to sell your time mint, but you only bought 24 day for 1 ETH, so that's a pretty screwy amount of ETH you got to get to release, or if you're going to buy it up front. Otherwise, you're meant to mint over time. But the issue is, if they all sold out their tokens and they're only the minting tokens, then they would have had problems mathematically, where someone could have easily hijacked more than 51% of the processing power, which wouldn't be cool. So they changed the metrics, and all of a sudden, I think it was like 5 ETH or 10 ETH minimum for you to buy a time mint, which allowed you to mint. Cool idea, really good engagement, POMs and all, doing videos. It was a pretty good show, and then the money was taken, and in true ICO fashion, it's kind of the communication's dried up. Nothing's really happened, nothing's moved forward. They haven't engaged their community very well, kicked a few people out of their channels, and again, really hasn't moved forward. But here's my mate Tosh Sharma again. So I've jumped back in onto Polymath's channel and Telegram, and politely, I didn't swear, but I did kind of say, yeah, like, John McEnroe, are you serious? This bloke is on a project that really hasn't evolved since the ICO. What are you doing with him? And then what I also noticed is that the Polymath project also uses another mob called where are they? Digistrat or something like that. I don't know if I can find. There it is, Digistrats. So when I asked the Telegram channel for Polymath, why are these guys on board and what's the go there, I was promptly banned. So I just want to throw this one out there. It could be tinfoil hat, but it is a question that does need to be raised and does need to be answered, considering that it's a white paper ICO with not much substance, and if this is a guy that they're bragging about on their team, then if prior experience comes to play, then we're not looking very good. So I can't really complain. Not an ICO airdrop, but I still be suspicious about the motives behind this, and that's just my opinion. Okay, hooroo from Oz.